Today, I'm gonna take you on a tour of one of the biggest real estate projects in all of the Dominican Republic, and I'm gonna give you an update on this tour that I did last year of this place. Vista Cana, a world of moments, it says. Look, if you're looking to invest down here, if you're thinking about moving down here, I think this is probably one of the most incredible up-and-coming communities for both. I truly believe this is one of the next premier neighborhoods in Punta Cana, and I'm gonna show you why when we go inside. And by the end of this video, I'm gonna show you the one thing that I think took Vista Cana from an interesting project to the next big thing. Let's go take a look. All right, first things first, right on the outside of Vista Cana, there's a mall that's been here and there's a mall that's being built. In fact, if you go back to the video I did last year, there's nothing here, but now we'll cross the street. You've got what's called El Nube. Don't die, Eric, don't die. El Nube, or La Nube, excuse me, is the new mall that's going out here. And I'm hearing a lot of things like top-end restaurants, even a full-on grocery store and everything right here on the property at Vista Cana. If you look up there, you can see these buildings are already 2-3 levels high. They've already got a lot of infrastructure set up for it. And I don't know the timeline for it to be done, but there's a lot happening. Here's a good model of it. We can take a look at it real quick. I swear to God, if like a tarantula jumps out at me or something, you'll hear me eek on camera. Let's hope that doesn't happen. All right, but here you go. Clothing stores, looks like cafes and shops, restaurants. All this is a model mock-up, but you can see it's an indoor-outdoor mall. It's got open air, a roof, and you can do all of your shopping right inside. So it'll be La Nube, the Vista Cana shopping center. Really, really interesting. Kind of a cool outside piece. Then let's go over here. All right, so over here is the business center, which is on the outside. And when we go over there, you'll see, we'll run some B-roll of it. You can see they have a pharmacy, a dental studio, a bank. They have a Granier bakery with a bunch of sweets and stuff like that in there, plus a whole bunch more. And this plaza looks like it's pretty much filled up and fully functioning, and it's already a centerpiece of the community as you enter, before we even go through the gates. So between that business center and that mall, you've got all your shopping options right here, and you'll see inside how this will be even more self-contained. Now look, some of you have seen me do profiles on Cap Cana, which I think is a great project. I always say there's one thing missing from the master planning of Cap Cana, and that is this, shopping, grocery stores, where you could stay self-contained and not have to leave, go up Death Row, which is the road between Cap Cana and Punta Cana Village. See the way people pass on there, it's insane. But you don't have to leave there and go up there to do all of your shopping. When we first moved and lived in Cap Cana, that was our issue. We had to leave and go there. Vista Cana, though, is offering an all-in-one solution. And oh, by the way, it's only about 1.5 kilometers from downtown, which is even more grocery stores and shops and restaurants and all that jazz. Before I have a red head, I'm gonna hop in the car and go take a look at all of Vista Cana. You ready, Eric? It's funny, Eric had somebody walk up to him, my videographer here, and he said, what's going on here with the recording or whatever? Eric said, oh, he's a famous YouTuber. I said, yeah. As we climb into my 2012 Volkswagen Jetta wagon, that's probably on his very last leg, where the back door cover is falling off right now. Famous YouTuber. I'm sure the guy's like, oh, okay. Especially here, man, because it's very appearance conscious, right? Like you got to wear the right clothes and have the right car and all that. And I'm like, I don't give a flying bleep about what I look like or what I drive. I really don't. But this car does need to be upgraded. Now my wife, Dominican, she cares. So if she sees this part of the video, she's like, I can't believe you did it. You drove that car. She doesn't have that accent, but that's the accent in my head. So that's what I use. Let's see if we can break into Vista Cana. Hola. Aquí por Ashton School. Ashton School, sí. Got a pro tip on this as well. I always carry my expired license. Gracias. If I ever lose it, it's expired. I'm giving all the pro tips here, but no, you can come in. I am visiting Ashton School today. So that's part of, I didn't lie. I was telling the truth as to why I was coming in. But now we're inside. So since we're inside, so over here on the other side, these apartment buildings a few months ago, even like 11 months ago, I think it was when we came in here the last time. I believe that was a year ago. These were not like even close to being done like that. These were, I wouldn't have guessed they'd be that far along 11 months later. And then straight ahead, as we went through this traffic circle, straight ahead over here is Oasis. I don't know if we can get in there or not. Maybe we'll try, but I'm gonna go up to it and turn around. But Oasis is interesting because it has something that most of Vista Cana doesn't, and that is variety of housing. The houses all look different. I think this is Oasis 2 right there. You got it? Oasis del Lago. This area, the houses in there are actually like they're little one story, some are 2-story homes. but they're different. They're unique. They're not cookie cutter. So I kind of like that community, and I don't know why, but it doesn't get a lot of attention. The other thing is, inside of Vista Cana, you're gonna see that there's not a lot of like people movement. You're not gonna see people walking around a ton. Maybe in the center we'll see it, but Oasis is like done. It's a full community. It's, I think mostly, there's blocks of neighbors, there's cars, there's kids, there's stuff going on. So I don't know why that doesn't get as much attention, but pro tip for all of you. All right, we're moving through here, and we're gonna go into this traffic circle. So this is the main circle. We would go all the way around like this and come this way to get into the main part of Vista Cana. So let's kind of roll up here a little bit. All right, over here on the right, you're gonna see the artificial beach. This has been sort of the centerpiece of Vista Cana for the last probably 10 years as it's been being built. It's nice, it's come a long way. They've got kayaks and all that stuff. So that's really cool. And then right next to it on the other side is a fishing pond. So there's fish in there, you can go fishing. I think that's artificially made as well, I'm pretty sure it is. So all of that is here. And this is kind of right now the centerpiece of all of Vista Cana. We'll come back and I'll show you around that a little bit more. There's a few restaurants and all of that in there. Actually, yeah, you can see right over here, a couple of restaurants, like an outdoor spot, and you can see people. You know, there's people hanging out here. Again, it's a centerpiece of the community. All right, so as we go into like the next traffic circle here, what you'll see over there is all of the main office, not the main office, like one of the main offices or the center of Vista Cana. And then you go around the circle and you come up this way, and we're gonna go start heading over toward a couple of communities that I think are probably some of the more premier ones here. You can see like they're building so much stuff over there. And out in front over here, these houses and duplexes and all of that, these have come a long way in the last year. A lot of these weren't here last year, or they looked like those buildings where you could see the concrete block. And now they're completely done. Let's choose. We got two ways we can go. I'm gonna go this way. We're gonna stay to the right and let's see where it takes us. I'm no expert on Vista Cana, so let's get lost together, people, huh? What, did you like the window up? Why are you hating on me for having no pigment? Just because you were blessed with some? I got none? Whatever, man. All right. Up here, this building, is this the one? Let me see if it is. I don't know. I also don't want to hit that guy. Panorama Luxury, yeah. So these I've heard a lot of great things about Panorama Luxury, which will have a full view of like the lake and the fishing pond and everything else on the other side. You can see the artist rendering of it, so you get a sense. But the other part I hope you get from this tour is you can see how much is done, but also how much is still to be done. But yeah, look at that. It's beautiful, like what they're gonna end up doing. You see right over there on that panel, you can see the view that it'll have. Panorama Lake, or Panorama, I should say, Luxury. So that'll be really nice. We're blocking a lane. All right, and then up here, if I'm not mistaken, we're gonna go past, it's like Mestizo or Mestizo or something. It's an Italian name. But yeah, we can see all of the construction that's going on over here. This is all Panorama still, Panorama Luxury. But over here as well, you can see apartment buildings. I think this is also, I'm gonna be wrong, this might also be Panorama something, but these condos or apartments, you can't see it right now, but you already see cars there, like people are living there. Over here is Panorama Gardens, Panorama Garden, I should say. The entrance for it is right there. And I believe, yep, Panorama Lake is right there. So this area is Panorama, the Rama of the Pana or something. And now we're heading up this way, if you want to take a look here, into some projects that are still to be constructed. And over there you can see some that look like they're pretty much done, if not close to done. But let's take a look and see what the name of this project is. But you can see now, like, I just want to stop here real quick. This area last year, like you couldn't go to a lot of places in Vista Cana and feel like you were inside of something developed. So over here, you can see these projects are done or near done. And then on this side, as we saw, there's the green fence and you can see the buildings being built, and they even have their concrete coating on them. I don't know what you call that. Somebody out there knows, but like the blocks aren't exposed anymore. They actually have like the what is it? Like the veneer, the concrete troweled on, whatever the hell that's called. Whatever. That, it's got that on it. So anyway, you can see over here these condos or apartments and all of that. And this is called what? This is called Unique. Well, that's unique. Good name. All right, we'll continue on. Over on this side, look, it says Zona Deportiva. What is Deportiva?
Deportivas is sports.
Oh, okay, so this will be the sports, oh yeah, duh, Deportes. That over there, over on that side, yep, right over there, right where you're pointing, will be the sports complex. I've heard about this sports complex. It'll have a whole bunch of stuff in it, and we're gonna go buy some completed stuff here already. But you can see, I mean, that's how a community gets formed. Now look, I talked at the beginning about strategies. In Vista Cana, people that wanna buy an Airbnb, I think you're nuts. And maybe you can get a sense of it from just this little tour so far, but it's a big area and everything is sort of similar. So how do you stand out? You don't. And somebody coming down here for Airbnb, they're either want it really, really cheap, or it doesn't make much sense, or they're gonna want something that's closer to a beach or whatever. They're coming down to visit for a week or two for that matter. But long form renting or long-term renting, so renting to somebody for a long duration, I know people that are doing that here, and they're paying probably between, I'd say $1,500 and $2,500 a month US for a villa, like a 3 to 4 bedroom villa, not an apartment. It's gonna be less for that. But that's kind of the strategy, I think, right now that too many people aren't considering. Airbnb is a popular thing, but you gotta have the right property for that. Where I'm invested in Cortecito, perfect for Airbnb. But Vista Cana, I think, a great, great long-term play. All right, over on this side is, I believe, and we're gonna see a sign for it soon. This is, if it's what I think it is, the most popular community here. Let's see if I'm right about that. It should be, yes, I'm right. Paseo del Sendero. That is blowing up. A lot of people want to be in there. It's pretty centrally located. From what I understand, a lot of people in there are residential. The prices are reasonable, and I'm hearing that the developers have been good. I don't know that to be true. Drop a comment if you hear something different. But Paseo del Sendero is a very popular option here. Over on this side, this is what I was looking for. It's the Italian one, Montereso. And you can see Piazza Fontanelle. So this is an Italian-inspired design, and the community is being built by the guy that actually founded Vista Cana. Montereso at vistacana.com is the address. For confirm everything I'm saying, people, do your own due diligence. We tried. No crime committed today, unfortunately. All right, now, over on this side, I'm about to show you what I think is one of the cooler spots in all of Vista Cana that they've designed with such amazing intent to capture the culture of DR. So let's just imagine Zona Colonial in Punta Cana, right over here. I'm gonna roll this down for you so you can see it. I know I'm gonna be washed out. You can see the colors of the buildings. You can see the railings of the balconies have this sort of like old world feel to it. And in the middle of it is a courtyard that's really beautiful. Maybe we can get a shot of it, or maybe we can hop out and go take a look at it. But that, to me, is a really cool like attempt at bringing the culture of DR into Vista Cana, as opposed to it just being another community like all the others, which could be a little bit cookie cutter. This is called Pueblo Caribeño. Pueblo Caribeño. I had to take a minute to look. My eyes aren't as good as they once were. So that's that. Now over on this side is Montereso, the Italian thing I was talking about. So you can see all the development that's happening over there. The one thing about Vista Cana you gotta be mindful of, no matter where you are, is you see it right down this line. You see all those houses? Boom, 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 boom. Very cookie cutter. That's sort of the way it is here, unfortunately. But that's the way it is in Vista Cana. It's very cookie cutter. And a few people I've talked to have said like, well, look, US housing developments are like that and they're trying to simulate that, and that's okay. But I do wish that these developers in these neighborhoods would be even more intentional with 2, 3 designs that they offer. The insides could look the same, but at least if the facades are a little bit different, that to me would be even better. We're going to see if we can just go into Paseo del Sendero. Yeah, we're gonna try to go inside and take a look around. Let's see if they say you just go through and they open it for you. Hola. Gracias. Act as if, baby. Act as if. All right, so we're inside. Let's take a look, and maybe we'll hop out and walk around a little bit and see some stuff. All right, let's look down this road right here, right? Cool looking houses, but very, very cookie cutter as you go through. And you can see sparsely populated. Like there's not a lot of cars. I know it's the middle of the day, but still, there's not a lot of cars here yet. So people are buying or they're renting. Let's go back there and take a look. But you can see there's a lot of growth as far as people moving in still to go. I'm sure many of these are sold out. Many people might be thinking like, I'm gonna move there one day, I'm gonna retire there. I'm gonna, maybe, you know, it'll be funny. I'll bet you a lot of people are thinking, oh, we're just gonna Airbnb that. I warn people on this. Airbnb is not the best option always. Palmas 2 By Blue Wave, I've heard of that developer before. All of these homes, these look like duplexes. Duplex, so the 62, and then over here, the other side is 63. So they're doing duplexes in this part of the neighborhood. But again, very, very, very much cookie cutter. Still very quiet, but you can see where the future will be. Hey, I wonder what this is all about up there. You think a bird built a nest?
Maybe.
All right, let's go down here a little bit. Now let's hop out and take a walk. So on this side over here, you can see it's a different look of home, and there's more cars here, so that's good. But again, very cookie cutter. But they're all numbered. It's very organized. There's a sense of organization here, which is good. Let's go down here. Let's see what's happening. There's a bunch of cars here. We're gonna walk around a little bit. Act as if, people. Act as if. So this is the only one without a pool, but the rest of them all have pools going all the way around. And then you can see inside this one, that looks like a model. Yeah, let's just go take a look. With the table and the couch and everything, they're nice. They're nice looking places. But these are, I would guess, these are like 250,000 for these. They're probably 3 bedrooms. I think I've been in one of these before. It's a nice neighborhood. It's fine, but like backyard wise, you're not gonna have a lot of room. It's just, you get what you pay for, obviously. You know, you live in a Punta Cana village, people will like say 800,000. The yards are bigger. They're not a ton bigger, but they're much more private, and the houses are much bigger, and they're probably a little bit thicker built there as well. If you look down here, you can see all that construction going up. So there's a ton more houses. And then if you look down this corridor right here, like look at that, straight through, you can see blocks and blocks of these houses, this design essentially, all the way through. So this whole neighborhood, it looks kind of the same. Now, people ask me often about what's the best developer and that sort of thing. And publicly, I can't get into that for many reasons, but I do talk about that inside my DR Inner Circle. So for you, if you're looking to invest or move here, looking for that sense of community of people that are thinking like you, hey, look, for $9 a month, you can join the DR Inner Circle, jump into the Facebook group, get exclusive content. I've done a different tour of Vista Cana only for the Inner Circle, and it's only in the Inner Circle. And I've done that as well for Ciudad La Palma and other communities. Check it out. $9 a month, to me, better than Netflix. But we're talking about 2 different things. I said you were afraid to get out of the car and walk around because you were afraid of somebody hitting us or you having to hit somebody, right?
Yeah.
And you said you weren't afraid. But then you said about your wife, and what I heard is you are afraid of her.
Same like you.
This is true.
Same thing.
110 pounds of fear. That's all. That's what she is. She's a scary woman. I'm just kidding. Love you, baby. It's funny, one thing about Vista Cana that's been a problem is cell service. And I'll show you, because I believe they put a cell tower up on the far side of the community. But right here, we got like 3G, crappy service. This definitely needs, they need to put like 2 or 3 in here in order to fix the service issue. Let's see if I have to roll my, I'll roll it down. All right, there we go. Going around that gate. I'm gonna show you what I think is the thing that takes Vista Cana to the next level. Sabana, equestrian residences. Let's see if we can. We're in. All right, so here. So these are beautiful homes in the equestrian area, and they surround what will be the equestrian center over there. I'll show you in a second. But again, they're all the same. That drives me a little bit crazy about Vista Cana. And maybe you like that. Maybe you like the look of it being very much uniform, and there's organization to it where, you know, when you go to like traditional Dominican communities, it's not like that, right? If you go to Higüey, where my wife is from, there ain't no organization. They kind of throw up what they want and all of that. So I guess in the absence of that, you get this, and that's a good thing, but I don't know. I don't like cookie cutter. Now over there, that's where the stables and the horse pads and all that stuff will be, is right in the middle there. Again, this is a beautiful community, one that we considered. However, one of my kids has a horse allergy, so probably not the best environment for him. But Paseo del Sendero, I would move to. I would. There's other communities here that allow you a little bit of variety in design. I would look at those as well. But the big key to me here is just get a great developer. By the way, if you need a great realtor and or a great lawyer, which I think you should have both when you're buying down here, I have partnered up with a few that I trust and use. My attorney has been amazing for me as I buy my house in Punta Cana Village, and I'm buying the condo in Cortecito right now. Just down below, there's links for it. Just fill out your name and information, and I'll have the attorney reach out, or we'll connect you to the right realtor for you. We have a few of them, so we like to know a little bit more about you and then connect you to the right realtor. just to level set on where we are. We came from that way, going that way. I'm not gonna go further that way right now. We're gonna go back this way, and we're gonna go around to the left so you could see the thing that took Vista Cana from like, I don't know about it, what's its identity, what's it gonna be, is it just a bunch of people trying to buy an Airbnb, to, okay, it's a community now. Let's go take a look. All right, to go from just kind of a standard development to a real community, there's one key to it, and I think it is a school. And right in front of us here, we have the Ashton School, which is being built here in Punta Cana. Now, I can't go all the way in there right now, but I came here the other day, I met the owner of Ashton School, I met the lead developer because I wanted to document this, and I'm gonna run some B-roll as we talk about this because I already filmed in there. But the Ashton School, if you're not familiar, is based out of Santo Domingo. They have a campus downtown. You can see a little bit of it right here, Eric, so people can see it. A bunch of trucks behind me, so I gotta get out of the way and turn around. See over there, the buildings are being developed through our tinted glass here. But Ashton School's in Santo Domingo, and they're building their second campus here, and they're all in on it. They are going K through 12, but earlier on, it's like a little bit heavier weighted toward pre-K kindergarten through probably 6, and then they have 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Already kids enrolled for it, I'm told, but they're much smaller numbers as they build and develop. But that facility will have a full-on library, cafeteria, school store. I was boring Eric. He was yawning just now. You okay? Can I continue without you being bored? Is that an indication of how this video is going?
No.
You sure? Get a good videographer. There's a bug on there. Can't see it? All right, cool. They also will have a full track and a FIFA-approved soccer football field on campus right here. They've also talked about in the future building dorms for kids from other cities that want to come in and play in what they call the Ashton Cup. So they're going to let them be housed here while the tournaments are taking place. So this is the beginnings of something. And to be honest with you, what I'm seeing is their mere presence is creating PCIS and Heritage. It's making those two bigger schools pay more attention to what they offer. So it's making them better. To me, it's like, do you really need that? Can't you just, do well for, the students and the people paying tuition? But it is what it is. Competition brings more, awareness and attention to what you need to do better in order to keep up with it. But the one thing about Ashton that's really interesting is, unlike Heritage and PCIS and a few other schools, it is not a school built by the developer for the community. Its business is the school. In other words, when you look at PCIS, you look at Heritage, Cap Cana and Punta Cana, Gruber Punta Cana, those are developers who built the school. Whereas this is a school owned by a guy that all he does is run a school, and they put that inside of Vista Cana. So it's interesting, it's here, it's worth taking a look at. And when people ask curriculum-wise, you can talk to my wife, she'll tell you this, she said it in another video. Curriculum, structure, and the overall offering, the quality, the best one in the area is probably Ashton School. PCIS is there, Heritage is, I think, further down the list. 1, because they're overpriced, and 2, I keep hearing about some problems in that school, but maybe I'm wrong. But they're all US accredited, great schools. And then you've got less expensive schools that may not offer quite as much, like Bavaro Bilingual, Bavaro Innovation. There's a Montessori school, there's Ikigai, so on and so forth. So that's the deal with the school, and that's, to me, the crown jewel of Vista Cana, and why I think Vista Cana will be the next big thing. Oh, shoot! I forgot to show you the cell tower. Hold on, let's go back. Further? You don't see the cell tower? The giant red and white tower? I had to show him, look at this. He's like, I don't see the tower. It's like me finding eggs in my refrigerator. My wife saying, they're right there. Right there. You see it? You see it, buddy? Right there. Anyway, that cell tower, I'm told, was erected by Vista Cana. So they own the land on the other side of the road. So as big as this is, there's more on the other side of the road behind Vista Cana, where there's going to be another entrance soon for the school. There's more land that Vista Cana owns that they can build on, which is crazy. And they put the cell tower on that land. Now, let's see. Yeah, I have LTE coverage here, which is better. We had 3G or 2G over there in the thick of it. So as we get closer to the school in this area, we have actual LTE. It's not 5G like you would get in the rest of Punta Cana, but it's better than the 3G crap we were getting. But that cell tower, there it is. Look at it, Eric. Can you see it now? I have no idea if he's showing it on camera, folks.
So I should say it, I see it?
Yes.
Okay.
You're like my wife. A little communication back, just a response. It's unbelievable. It's like, hey, did you get the thing from the store?
I'm just concentrating recording, man. It's difficult.
Yeah.
For me to do that, it's trying to keep you on focus.
You're all with me, right? You're all with me. Anyway, that was the other thing I wanted to show you. I was driving here and I was thinking, what the heck is it that I was going to show you guys? It was the cell tower. So there's one there. However, as we get closer to the middle here, are we already out of 3G or out of LTE? No, it's 5G right here. It says 5G. See, 5G. Aww. Look at this thing. Hey, there you go. There's one behind me too. Ah, I'm almost out of gas. Did you hear that noise? I gotta get gas. Now that's Dominican. Oh. But let's do this. Let's grab something to eat and let's sum up all of Vista Cana for you in the next few minutes, and then we'll roll from there. Sorry guys, before we go away, I'm not ready to get something to eat and do all of that. This over here is the 9-hole golf course. And you can see, if you go look straight down there, you can see there's lights around it. Actually, there's a light pole right there. So you could play it well into the night. You could play the course well into the night. So it's a 9-hole course. My understanding is they don't plan to expand that. They plan to keep it at 9 holes and allow you to just play, you know, at all hours of the night, I guess. So, and then you have residences that are right on the golf course as well. When we first came in, you guys remember we stayed to the right of the traffic circle. Maybe we can show that real quick. I was like, let's go right. Well, this would be if you went to the left of the traffic circle when we first came in, that you would come across all of this. And there you go. There's more of those residences inside of that community and so on. All right, now let's get something to eat and talk about the final parts about Vista Cana. Hola. Gracias. License back. Expired. But we're outside and I think we'll stop at Granier, get some food. Stop at Granier. Granier, if you haven't seen it, has some incredible desserts, pastries, but also some like sandwich type of stuff. So it'll be good to go in there, grab a bite, and then we'll wrap up. All right, the eating and recapping part, the sound didn't work. So I'm gonna do it in my bedroom because there's guys outside right now, leaf blowing and doing weed eating and all that stuff, so it's loud as hell. But here's the deal on Vista Cana, quick wrap up. Number one, it is a great long-term rental market. I don't think Airbnb is the play there. That's just my take. But if you buy there, then absolutely look to rent out long-term because number two, the school, Ashton School, is a game changer. It codifies it as a community and people want to live there with their families as it becomes more of a community. And then thirdly, they have figured out that they need to be self-contained. Restaurants, bars, shops, bakeries, grocery stores, all of that are all inside or right outside of Vista Cana, and it's close to downtown. So it's an incredible location. And even there are two now, soon to be 3 hospitals within a mile or 2 driving distance. So really, really good spot. Now, why haven't I bought there yet? Well, I don't have unlimited funds and I'm doing some other stuff right now. But if you watch this video right here, I do explain how Vista Cana would fit into my plans to spend $1 million here in DR. Go check that out. I'll see you on the next one.